In this video, I'm sharing the reasons why sometimes we manifest the opposite of what we want and how exactly we can fix that. But first, if you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Adrianne. I'm a manifesting coach and intuitive guide, and on this channel, we talk about getting into the flow and manifesting with ease. So if that is something you're interested in, I invite you to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you'll be the first to know when I publish new videos. So one of the things that inspired me to create this video is that sometimes it has happened to me in my coaching practice that after a client has started to work with me and we have defined their vision for what they want to manifest and they've started doing these practices to help manifest what they want, they've started to get the opposite result of what they wanted. And that can be obviously very frustrating for the client and me as the coach. And so what I want to share in this video is some of those key understandings that I have determined for myself and for my clients that can help to understand why that can happen, why when you put more focus on something, you do more manifesting processes or techniques, then it seems like that should cause the result that you want to start happening. So why does that sometimes actually end up creating the opposite? That's what we're going to dive into in the video, and that's kind of part of the inspiration for this video. So let's talk about why this happens, why we sometimes manifest the opposite. I think the first point that we have to clarify or remember is that manifesting is actually very simple in essence. Basically, it boils down to we get what we are a vibrational match for. We get what our vibration is. The law of attraction matches what we're vibrating, and we attract similar vibrating people, situations, events, and etc. And so that's kind of the fundamental first thing to understand and to agree upon about manifesting. And so if you're manifesting the opposite result of what you want, it's not because you need to wait for divine timing, like the timing isn't right or something, or it's not because what you want isn't meant to be. It's only because your vibration is not matching the result that you want. It's matching the opposite of what you want. And so let's dive a little bit more deeper into that. So to dive deeper into that, I need to show you Abraham's stick. And this is from Abraham-Hicks. This is the metaphor or the teaching tool that they have come up with to kind of understand the vibration that we have on a topic. So they say that our vibration, or like they actually say every topic is like a stick with two ends on it. There is the wanted end and the unwanted end. And so say that the topic we are thinking about and having a vibration about is money. So on the wanted end of the stick would be plenty of money, whatever the desired experience with money is. The unwanted side would be the lack of money or whatever the unwanted situation is. And so every topic, we can be thinking about it either more towards the wanted end or the unwanted end. And so basically the challenge happens when we are doing manifesting practices and we're thinking about a topic, we're putting more focus on a topic, but because our vibration is more pointed towards the unwanted end, we are manifesting more of the opposite. And so this takes a level of discernment. Let's talk more about it. I want to start by sharing a quote from Abraham. So they say, "Sometimes you believe that you are focused upon what you want when actually the opposite is true. Just because your words sound positive or your lips are smiling when you say them does not mean that you are vibrating on the positive end of the stick. It is only by being aware of the way you are feeling while offering your words that you can be sure that you are, in fact, offering a vibration about what you do want rather than what you do not want." Yeah, so basically, like they kind of summed up, we could be thinking about a topic, we could be thinking about money, we could be thinking about relationship, we could be thinking about whatever the topic of manifestation is, and we could even be thinking these positive thoughts about it, saying these affirmations or trying to picture these positive scenarios. But what really matters isn't the words we're saying or the thoughts we're thinking, it's really what our feeling is. What really matters is, are we really feeling the feelings of what it is like to be on the wanted end of that stick versus the unwanted. Are we really feeling what it would feel like to be financially abundant? Or are we kind of trying to force ourselves into saying things or affirming things that we don't really believe? And then we're actually more feeling this tension, or we're more on the unwanted side of that vibrational stick of Abraham. And so this takes a level of discernment and a level of sensitivity to our feelings. I think a good way to become more sensitive to this is to pay attention to how we think and feel about the topics that already manifest really easily and in the way that we really want them to. This is kind of one of the secrets that I've used in the past for improving my money manifesting vibration and energy. Was I came to a point after really having an up and down time creating income in my business several years ago, and I started to think about how much of an easier time I have had in the topic of manifesting housing. Like, I manifested my dream home on the river, even though I didn't have any sense to believe that that would be possible for me. And I've manifested lots of wonderful places to live over the years, and just kind of thinking about how I thought about housing versus how I thought about money, and kind of being able to tell the emotional difference in how I felt easy and light and kind of expected one of these topics to work out well for me versus the other one I had kind of this tension about and this disappointment, or like this fear about. And so that's one way to become more discerning, is to kind of compare the topic of manifestation that's currently manifesting the opposite with one where it's manifesting in the way that you want, and that can help you tell the difference between if you're more on a vibration for the one you're wanting to manifest, if it's similar to the feelings you're having about the topic that's easy, versus like this one that is more tricky. Another little story that I have about this and how I kind of became more aware of what my vibration about money actually was versus what I wanted it to be. It was I had this coach several years ago, and she had me do this really simple exercise of just taking a dollar bill, like a physical dollar bill, and just holding it. Maybe she had me kind of place it on my chest or something, or just like hold it, look at it, like connect with this dollar bill, and then just kind of notice the feelings in my body. Just kind of notice the initial emotional reaction that I had to this kind of representation of the energy of money, to this dollar bill. And it was funny, like as I paid attention, I could notice that when I focused on the dollar bill, I could feel like this tension in my chest, or this sense of anxiety and kind of these feelings. And even though I had been doing affirmations to manifest money for years, it's like I still had this initial vibration about money that was linked to these feelings of tension. And so it made sense that whenever I was thinking about money, if I wasn't careful, I was kind of going into that place of tension or that place of anxiety. And it made sense that with that being the vibration, if I was more often in those feelings, which came naturally to me as was shown by that being my initial reaction to the dollar bill, it made sense that that was kind of what was being matched by reality, as far as I was manifesting situations with money that made me feel tense and made me feel kind of uncomfortable too, even though I was really trying to manifest the desired reality. So that was just kind of one really simple experience that really highlighted me the power of the difference between what the vibration is, what the feeling is on a topic, versus what you may be trying to think and what you may be trying to manifest about the topic. So let's talk about how to fix this, how to fix manifesting the opposite of what you want. We've covered some of this already, but really there are two key parts to this. The first one is you have to become aware of what some of those contradictory feelings, what all those contradictory feelings are that you're having on the topic. So like for me, in the example with money, I've had to become aware of what are the thoughts that are causing me to feel tense, or what are the thoughts that are leading to discomfort? What are the things that I'm thinking and believing about it that are also going into that vibration when I try to think positively about it? And so once you've identified those, then you have to find other ways of looking at the topic. You have to find what I would call soothing thoughts, thoughts that help you to start soothing that vibration that feels uncomfortable into one that gradually feels better and better and softer and easier. And I do have a video about soothing thoughts that has some soothing thought examples and kind of talks about the power of soothing thoughts. So I will link that up here and in the description box below the video so that you can have that as a resource. But that's the first step, is you need to identify the thoughts that are in the beliefs about the topic that are causing these negative feelings about the topic. And then the second is that once you have identified those and soothed those thoughts, then you need to find and focus on that pure vibration. Like an Abraham stick, you need to focus on that wanted end of the stick and get your vibration, get your thoughts to be primarily in this area so that you're really feeling what it feels like to be in that wanted vibration on the topic. So what it really feels like to have the abundance of money, to have the relationship that you really want, to have the physical health conditions you really want, or whatever you're trying to manifest. You have to get to where you can really feel what that is like, and so you can vibrate it and attract from this end of the stick most of the time. And that will be enough to make your vibration tilt more in that direction and to manifest the wanted results versus the unwanted opposite results. All right, so those are my thoughts on why we have these opposite manifestations at times and what we can do to fix them. I hope you found that helpful. And if you would like more manifesting tips and tricks and inspiration from me, then I definitely recommend downloading my free guide to the 7 Habits of Highly Magical People. I have a link to this in the description box below this video, so you can check it out if you're interested. And if you liked this video, I definitely recommend this next video, which I mentioned earlier, which is all about soothing thoughts. That is a great tool to help start to shift the vibration into being a match to what you want to be manifesting. Thanks so much for joining me today, and until next time, happy manifesting.